Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
30-year-old West Virginia resident Jeffrey Finley, I believe is how you pronounce it, he joined the Proud Boys in 2019. He then later founded a Proud Boys chapter in his state. And on January 6th, Finley joined the Proud Boys in D.C. And as he was instructed by Proud Boys leadership, he dressed incognito. Instead of his signature black and yellow, like the whole group does, he wore a blue suit and a MAGA hat. Finley was among the first group to breach the barricades at Peace Circle. He didn't actually take part in the violence there, but he stood and watched as they breached those barricades and as the whole thing, all of the violence toward the police officers unfolded. He then followed Proud Boys leader Ethan Nordine onto the Capitol grounds. And as they advanced toward the buildings, there were messages that were sent out in Proud Boys chats. One in particular called Boots on the Ground said, quote, "Storming the Capitol building right now," and quote, "get there." And finally, a Black man was seen in photos on Capitol grounds with other members of the group. They were flashing, he was too, flashing a white supremacist hand gesture. A short time later, Finley was seen on surveillance video entering the Capitol. He was also seen inside the office of Senator Jeff Merkley, but Finley wasn't inside the building for that long, a total of 8 minutes, according to the prosecutor. After Finley exited the building, he posted a video message in the Boots on the Ground chat. He was boasting about how he had been inside, and then he warned other members of the group, quote, "We literally can't get back in. Fucking crazy, crazy, crazy lockdown. If you guys come out, you're not getting back in. That's 100%. Later that evening, Finley posted more messages in the group. He was praising the January 6th rioter who stole Nancy Pelosi's podium, but reality must have set in at some point because Finley tried to cover his tracks. In the days that followed, he deleted all of his social media accounts, all of his photos and videos of himself and other Proud Boys members at the Capitol, which were on his phone, and finally also directed the members of his Proud Boys chapter to do the same. And then he messaged other group leaders and he said, quote, "Deleted all photos I may have had, advised my boys to as well. No talks about DC on Telegram whatsoever, and gathering numbers as we speak." And then in a January 8th message to one of his chapter members, he claimed that he'd refuse to cooperate if he was arrested. Finally wrote, quote, "The pics I have on my phone are few, but if I get clipped, I'll never say a damn thing, though I'll need someone to torch my fucking computer." Then on January 19th of 2021, Finley was interviewed online. It's by a well-known progressive host you guys may have heard of called Vosh. Finley told Vosh, quote, "I don't know any Proud Boys who were even remotely close to being inside of the Capitol." And then he blamed boomers. Finley said, quote, "If you believe the narrative, like the Capitol being attacked and shit like that, most of the people that were there were QAnon-believing boomers and shit like that. I would say those are the people that actually harmed not only the electoral process, but America as a whole." So following his arrest, the FBI interviewed Finley, and he admitted that he saw members of the mob attacking officers before he entered. He also confirmed that he knew that the police were trying to remove the mob from the Capitol grounds and that they were not allowed to enter the building. So Finley was arrested on March 21st of 2021, and he was charged with entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol. In April of 2022, Finley pleaded guilty to entering a restricted building, and he was facing up to 1 year in prison, 1 year of probation, and $100,000 in fines. However, the prosecutor requested only 90 days in jail, 1 year of probation, 60 hours of community service, and $500 in restitution. Likely because he has no criminal history, Also, because Finally claims that he's quit the Proud Boys. He says he quit in May of 2022 because he didn't want to be associated with a group that led him to make such poor decisions. I couldn't locate any of the details about what may have taken place at the sentencing hearing, but U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan presided over Finley's case, and the judge sentenced Finley to 75 days in jail, 1 year of probation, and $500 in restitution. So not the full 90, but decent for a nonviolent offender. What's disturbing most to me about Finley's case is that his mother is an Air Force veteran who still works for the U.S. government. That's according to his sentencing memo, and Finley lives with her. So I'd really like to know where she stands on this whole thing and what exact job she's doing. What type of government job is it that she performs? That's very concerning. So anyway, guys, if I hear any more, I'll let you know. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate, even if it's one time, or if you can become a monthly supporter, it truly, really helps to keep the show going. So I appreciate all of you. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.